Hello everyone, Rare Model Reviews here, and today we got ourselves a pretty decent unboxing. So these are actually two packages I got, actually like 2 weeks ago, but I'm only just now getting a unboxing of them here. So just a little disclaimer, I am in between changing my editing software. I wasn't too much of a fan of what I've been using last year, so it was subscription based. Now that subscription is over, I'm going to be looking into another software. So if this video comes out a little rough, either that's me playing around with the editing software, or me just not getting another one yet, or again, figuring out the situation on that. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to, of course, move this one over here. Look at the first one here, which I believe is the one I had a while ago before this one. But we have the Evangelion Unit 2. So this is one I wanted a while ago, since I first started getting these Avas, and I'm only just now able to finally go ahead and grab it, mainly due to the fact that people have finally started to chill out on Avas. It seems as Unit 1 and 2 were the most elusive out of the bunch. I think 0 might have been a little too. I'm not too sure. I just know that every time Unit 1 and 2 came back in stock, they're always gone, and that was just about anywhere. I got both these kits from the USA Gundam store. Of course, that's where I get most of my stuff from, if not P Bandai. So it's a pleasure to have this thing, especially seeing as I did get a package a while ago. I'm pretty sure I bought but never reviewed, mainly because I wanted to use it with Unit 2. So now it's nice that I finally have that to be able to show off with you guys here. I actually got a lot of like expansion sets I actually got to review. I built a good amount of them too, just either I didn't get around to reviewing them yet, or I built them before the thing is supposed to be shown off with here. So I confirmed with Unit 2 finally in my hands. The only one I'm missing now is Unit 1. I'd easily be able to get a Unit 1, as I'm pretty sure, again, the USA Gundam store has one. However, I would want the either deluxe version with the Ava hanger, or I'd want the midnight version of it, as I believe that comes with all the accessories that the deluxe version of the Unit 1 has. So I'm praying that I can get the midnight version, as that's like a P Bandai variant. So we'll see if I ever get that going. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and get this thing off so you can see what's inside the box here. So as per standard, this is going to be pretty much a generic setup for Avas here. Nothing too special here. Some reds, blacks. Next one here, we have some whites and reds. I've built a billion Avas at this point. However, I can say these are different. These are a different kind of knife, it looks like, that Unit 2 has. I'm pretty sure it's still going to have the typical progressive blades above the shoulder, but those like they're a little something different. I know it does have that little spear type weapon it used. I believe it was in the beginning of the second film. But I'm already seeing here those like ankle guards that you have this thing. This, of course, is going to be the umbilical cord. Again, some other pieces I recognize that make up the chest and the shoulders. Just overall, nothing I haven't seen before, except for this part. Actually, that's like this hand stuff is a little different than the usual ones. They're usually on a separate plate. This might be for this weapon specifically. They might have a specific hand for it, which is not something I haven't seen before. These are for the eyes for sure. The heads are just about the only thing that's ever different on an Ava. Besides that, usually it's like similar stuff. So this thing seems to have not as many stickers as some of the other Avas I've had. I could be wrong. I like this silver here. This is probably for the weapon though. That's something definitely unique to this guy. So I'm gonna go quickly put everything back in a box, just so we get everything nice and neat. And then I'm gonna go ahead and look at that amazing manual here. So let's see if we can do a little bit of multitasking. Oh, this thing was only made in 2020 only. So this thing was actually made a decent bit ago. But getting on into the manual itself here. got the typical spiel here of how to properly cut out runners and whatnot. Again, with this being 2020, this is around the time they first started making menus completely in English and Japanese there. So gotta put that on the screen for you guys to go look up, or rather look at the information there on Unit 2. All the little notes and whatnot here make this thing even easier to complete. I said it once with Unit 6, I'm gonna say again, this thing, I built so many of these things. I could probably build a good bit of this without even looking at the manual. That's how many of these things I've built. I almost want to see if I can do that, but I'll probably still reference the menu just to make sure I don't make any boo-boos, as this is a rare grade, so all the tiny pieces in here. You make any mistakes with a real grade, you're probably going to be breaking something. So, yeah. But overall, I don't expect anything to really be unique about this thing at all, going from all the other Avas I've built besides the weapons in the head here. So some of this stuff, unfortunately, these little captions are not translated in English, but if you watch Ava, you pretty much know what they're probably going to be talking about here, especially if they're talking about the umbilical cord and the entry part. We know what those are for Ava fans, let's be honest. Because, yep, that's right there. It's exactly how it debuted, jumping off the helicopter, whatever, stabbing at the end. I don't remember these blades, though. I guess this has been quite some time since I've seen the second movie, so I don't quite remember what I used those blades against. I feel like it was against that. What was it? This little sun angel or whatever that thing was. The thing that they had to catch and then stab or whatever. I want to say that was Oscar that stabbed it. And it appears that it has its own blades. We'll see in a second if it tells you if you can put them inside the shoulders there. It shows you how to mount them in there, as you can see. I'm going to assume it comes with the normal progressive knives, though, but I don't see them in the menu here. It just like it's showing the gimmick to unfold the shoulders and put them in, but this thing uses so much from Unit 1. Like, these look exactly the same. I'd be surprised if they couldn't open up, even if you couldn't put the knives in or not. Also, okay, that's what those silver pieces were for putting that on. Interesting. Yep, so that's going to be it for Unit 2. So this is going to be one cut. I'm going to make it as quick as possible. And try not to make too much noise while I'm talking, ruffling through these boxes. So, now getting on to our last kit here. I hope I was showing the information here. I had not ripped that off beforehand. I did on the other one, not this one, but I probably should have mentioned it. Now you guys are going to be looking for it. But anywho, we got our last kit here. And this is something I've wanted for quite some time. There is like over a dozen of these I want, and that's going to be the Reborns 100 Gundam GPO4G Gabara. So this, of course, would be the Gundam version of the Gaba Tetra. For those of you who do not know, this is Unit 4. It was scrapped. They did not go into production on this thing. However, they ended up making, again, the Gaba Tetra, which is literally just the Unit 4 here, but more Xeon looking. I also have a couple of stickers in this box. Those of you who are curious, the other box did come with a sticker. It was for the Noble Gundam. And since I have two now, I put the other one in my collection, and the other one is on my desk here. So you will now be looking at Noble Gundam whenever I do reviews here and there. We also have a sticker of the good old RX 78-2. I just call it the Gundam. I hate calling it that. I'm sorry. This looks like an older style sticker, so this is definitely a reprint. Whereas the other ones that were more square-like are the original style, so cool that I have that. We have Ronin, or is it Rowan? I'm pretty sure they've packaged a lot of my stuff here over the last couple of years. So I think this is the same catalog I've shown before. Nothing looks too different except for this lizard here, which is clearly a bootleg version of like the Sinanju or Sazabin. But moving on along, let's get this out the way. Now, I can't say that this thing was made in 2015. So, geez, this thing's 9 years old. I didn't even realize the Reborns line was that old. But this, of course, is an older kit. So nothing here is really in English at all, but the images here look amazing. As you can see here, it has the Jute, which is one of the main reasons why I really wanted to make a 2.0 of the Unit 1, 2, and Shoot 3. All of them deserve a 2.0. I'm still holding out hope that eventually we get a Verka of Unit 3, as that is a Kato key design, for those of you who do not know, the Stamen. And this is the third of the line here, so I believe the first was the Nightingale. I can't remember what the second one is. I feel like it's the Bawu, but I'm hoping this thing is good, as I heard good things about the Bawu. And again, so if the Bawu is number 2, we might be safe with this one, but the Nightingale, which I actually haven't built yet, I'm guilty of. I heard that thing was basically just a brick, but I seen it before the high grade came back in stock, I want to say, so I went for the Reborns, of course, plus I just couldn't resist. I wanted to see this thing big and in its proper scale, especially as I do have a high new Gundam master grade. I didn't at the time I got the Nightingale, but I did plan on getting the high new, so that was the main contributing factor as to why I got the Reborns, as I heard the high grade version of the Nightingale was better, but I wanted to be able to stand those two up in proper scale, even though the high grade I heard was pretty massive, so it probably would have stood up just fine comparison-wise, but moving on. So first up, we got a good amount of, I'm pretty sure these are just sticker style decals, so that's good for me. I'll be able to just plop those on, no excuses. We have polycaps, which scares me. The Reborn line, one of the reasons why this failed, and I'm going to go ahead and say it failed because they haven't made another one since the P Bandai release of the, I believe it was the Shakyu. Unfortunately, with the Reborns line, wow, is this thing not going to come with a beam saber? Interesting. It uses polycaps. It's 1 to 100 scale kits using polycaps. And just look at this thing. You get all these big, heavy pieces like that being supported only by polycaps. It's a recipe for disaster. I've reviewed one of my Jacket Dogas and I did not recommend it. Sooner rather than later, I'm going to end up reviewing my second Jacket Dogo, which is the Quest version. Especially when I get an editing program, as that's the reason why I didn't review it a while ago when I first got it, because I wanted it to be reviewed when I have a different editing software, so well, just the editing program, period. I didn't have an editing program when I reviewed Unedited version, but I wanted those to be different enough, and me being able to watch one, review one edited would be the way of doing so. So, decent bit of actual stickers here. This thing indeed does have beam sabers. I had a feeling it would, but it would be crazy if it didn't. So, I really hope this thing is good, because the Gabera is pretty cool. So it being just another brick for the Reborns, I'll be disappointed, because again, that's one reason why this line failed. It's literally a bunch of 1 to 100 scale, I guess, high grades. It feels more like no grades, honestly. They look good next to master grades because, of course, same plastic and all that. It's just they didn't put the same technology into them. And again, that's why there's no more Reborns line. They're kind of trying to reboot it with the full mechanics line, which took a lot of the lesson they learned at the end of this line's life. And that is that, well, for starters, let's try not to use polycaps if we can. And cheap out on stuff like, you know, the inner frame and details like that, not the overall construction process and all that. Because again, at 2024 here, shoot, even 2015 when this was created, there weren't many kits that use polycaps. And if you're going to use polycaps, you better use them right. So you use them wrong by making them with the joints and the round, I guess you call those pegs, connected to polycaps, especially around the joints. It's a recipe for disaster. It's like, again, a round peg into a polycap for like the hands, that's usually okay. You can get away with that. But we'll see when we get around to the legs, especially. Actually, where's the arms? See, this looks good. This is going to be fine, because that's a the peg with the rivets. I'm not sure. It looks like a polycap for the chest there connected, but the rivets usually connect well, even with polycaps. So I think the arm should be fine. Let's look at the legs, though. I want to see how this leg connects. So I can't quite tell if that's a polycap. Yeah, that's a polycap. Pretty sure that's the upper leg there. I could be wrong. I might have skimmed through that a little too fast. So So move down here, and this is the waist unit. Looks like polycaps for the waist. Is there a peg? How does it connect in there? I can't tell. Okay, there's like something on the bottom. I can't tell. See, the legs are so I can't tell. There's like rivets on the bottom there. I can't tell what kind of connection is there. This is a ball joint in the peg, so those might be all right for the waist units there. I wasn't quite paying attention to how the knees, because the knees have some sort of polycap or something that keeps those in. We might be in trouble. All right, so those fins should be okay. It looks like it's probably a polycap connecting into the backpack there. Yeah, it looks like it, because I'm seeing polycaps there. But those shapes, I think based on those shapes, it might be okay. We'll see how much those things will be able to move and whatnot when we try to get on the action base. I'm not even sure this thing's gonna have a action base connector. We'll see a little bit. That's usually something they throw in with the accessories, I'm not mistaken. And how do we connect the shield? It looks like a polycap. So we'll see. Okay, it looks like a peg. All right. Does that have grooves? So the shield might connect to the arm just fine. And actually, how does it connect into the hand? Okay, that should be fine. Something clipped over. So far, just look at the construction. This thing looks like it just might be okay. Okay, good. It does have the action base connector. All right. So again, I probably gonna move this thing up my line here. There's one more kit I honestly should have built by now, but I had a bit of a busy week. I'm gonna try to bang that thing out. Hopefully by the time this video has been released, I'd have built said kit I was working on, and I have the Gaba built, and then I'll probably try to review this thing ASAP because I'm too curious about this thing. I'll definitely be bringing out unit the full veneer, maybe both. I don't know. I hate bringing out both of them at the same time because while I was building Unit 1, I lost a piece in the arm, and I've moved from that location years ago, so that thing is long gone. I just could not find it. I was so mad I lost that piece. I don't know where it went, man. It just really ticked me off that I lost it. So now I have a one-arm Unit 1. Full veneer is fine, but Unit 1 looks like it's permanently recreated the scene where Shima, ironically, the person who pilots the Gaba Tetra, the Xeon version of this thing, destroyed Unit 1 and forced it to be revamped into the full veneer. But, seriously, Bandai, you're probably not watching, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to manifest it. Please, now that you guys have the, what's his face? The Vidar Master Grade. Fine, we get an actual Master Grade, not a P Bandai variant or anything. Make a 2.0 of the Unit 1. You could do a Kato key of the full veneer, I don't care. Then do Unit 2. Do a Kato key of, whatchamacallit, the Stamen. I feel like I said Kato key twice. Kato key Unit 3. Normal release for Unit 1. And then a premium Bandai for the full veneer. And again, do Unit 2 whenever. I don't care. Just please. Like, those original versions were like almost 30 years old. They're terrible. They deserve another release, but that's going to be it. This thing's clocking in just under 20 minutes, just the way I like it. So, of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I got Unit 6 first, so I'm going to build Unit 6. I'm going to build this thing eventually. I'm sorry, no promises on this thing. If I feel up to building another Ava, maybe I'll move this thing up. But if I don't feel like building another Ava, we're going to have a unicorn thing where it's going to take me forever to build this again. But really excited for building this thing. Please don't be crap. The Akidoga made me not want to buy anymore, but at the same time, I want a 100 version of a lot of the kits they have for the Reborns. So there's a lot on the backlog that I have like on a notification. So as soon as those things come in, I'll be buying them. So I can hopefully build them, review them. As there's a lot of cool Reborns kits that have, unfortunately, they didn't think were worthy of being a master grade, so they put it this flop of a line. But you know, that's the whole point of reviewing things, right? Pick them up and take the bite so other people's don't. But we'll be seeing whether you are worth it soon enough. And guys, stay tuned for that. And this is coming soon. Hopefully by the end of October, I get this thing built and reviewed for you guys. So again, look out for that one. But as always, guys, it's been Rear Mod Reviews. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk about these things I have here. I'll see you in the next video or review.